All right, I wanted to talk about this particular pistol here. This is a Colt Model 1917 revolver. Uh, the Colt Model 1917 revolver came about when the United States entered World War One. At the time, in 1917, our standard issue pistol for our Army was the Colt 1911 auto-loading pistol. The problem was we couldn't make enough of them. So the United States government got a hold of two of our preeminent revolver manufacturers in the United States, Smith & Wesson and Colt, and got them to convert their large frame revolvers that they were selling on the civilian market to take the 45 ACP ammunition. And they used these two revolvers as replacements for the 1911, or to supplement the 1911. So we were able to supply all our troops with either the 1911 or the Colt 1917 or Smith & Wesson 1917. Why the government gave the same model number for two different guns is beyond me, but it gets even worse. At the time, the United States couldn't make enough 1903 rifles either. So we got a hold of Remington and Eddystone and Winchester, and the U.S. government got them to manufacture a version of the Enfield 1914 rifle. And they converted that 1914 rifle from .303 British into .30-06, just like the ammunition our 1903 Springfield rifle took. And they called this rifle the Model 1917. So when you hear the Model 1917, it could be either a Colt pistol, a Smith & Wesson pistol, or a rifle, an Enfield rifle that was made by Remington, Eddystone, or Winchester. So that's just the government, go figure. First of all, I wanted to show you this nice holster here. This is a reproduction holster that was issued in 1917. I mean, during the war, World War One, and this particular holster was mainly made for horse soldiers. And it has this big flap over here. This was to allow to be able to sit on a horse and be able to be comfortable with this gun. This particular holster is made to be put on your right side, and you were supposed to draw it with your left hand, and you were supposed to use your right hand to hold your saber. Now, you could also use this as a regular left-hand holster, which is fine because my son Tony is a left-hander. He's a southpaw, so this is a perfect holster for him. Unfortunately, in Florida, we can't. It's not an open carry state, but my sister and my stepbrother, they live in Arizona, and someday I'm going to go over there and visit, and I'm going to be walking around with this strapped to my side, and we'll see how that works. Anyway, so we're going to show you. This is this holster here. Now, I told my wife that a fine leather holster to a man is like what a purse or a handbag is to a woman. That means I'm going to have to get a lot more of these holsters to catch up with my wife and her purses. So you just open this thing up. Oh, you notice it's got this nice U.S. thing here. See the U.S. Get a nice little post look here. This over here these are to be used to tie around the person's leg to keep it in one piece when you pull, to make it easier for you to pull the pistol out. So now I'm going to show you this pistol here. You open this baby up. Empty. Now, this is a Colt. To open this cylinder on this Colt, here's your cylinder latch. You put your finger on this and you pull like that, this way, to open the cylinder. If this was a Smith & Wesson Model 1917, you would push this way to release the cylinder. That's just Smith & Wesson and Colt, the difference. So now I'm going to have the wife get some nice close-ups of this pistol here. This is the camera wife here. Now, this particular pistol, as far as I know, was made around 1919, so it was sort of made after the war. And this was originally a blued finish on this particular gun. Now, after World War I and just before World War II started, these pistols were brought in and they were refurbished and reparkerized. So this particular gun has been parkerized and rebuilt for World War II. So where this particular pistol never saw any service in World War I, it probably did see service in World War II. It could have also seen service in Korea, and as far as Vietnam, they were using these pistols. Now, the original pistol also, instead of having these nice Pachmayr grips on it, it had a pair of regular wood grips. It also had a lanyard loop at the bottom here. When I bought this gun in the early 80s, it came like this. I actually like this Pachmayr grip. I could always buy a set of regular wood grips if I wanted to, but I like the Pachmayrs. It makes this gun very easy to hold. This is this was Colt's new service revolver that came out in 1909, I believe, and it was originally chambered in probably .45 Colt. When the Army needed their 1917 pistols, they just had them rebore the cylinder or make a new cylinder that took .45 ACP rounds. Now, originally, these guns were loaded with what they call half-moon clips that would hold 3 rounds at a time. I don't have half-moon clips. What I have is what they call full-moon clips, and this will hold 6 rounds. The problem with these full moon clips is they're sort of a pain to get to go into the cylinder. You have to sort of wrestle them in. Come on, baby. Give. There we go. There's how you load it. You got all 6 rounds at the same time. I hate to have a loaded gun no matter what. So now you notice that since these rounds are held by a clip, you pull on the ejector and it'll eject the empty rounds. Now, once these are empty, how do you get the shells out of this clip? Well, I have my trusty full moon clip deflowering tool here I use. This is the wrong way, it goes this way. You notice there's a little notch on the end here, and you put it in here like this. You see how the notch fits over there? And then you give it a little twist like that, and there comes the round. That's how you take them off. Now, remember that the .45 ACP round is a rimless round, so if you can load them singly in this gun, but once you fire it, there's no rim. Well, it's just like it caught on that one. But usually there's no rim for it to grab, so you'll have a problem. Sometimes you have to pull them out with your fingers if you do it that way. So it's best to use these full moon and half moon clips on these. Like I said, the original half moon clips were held 3 rounds each. And they had nice little pouches that held these half moon clips. So you just drop them in 3 rounds at a time. They go in a lot easier than these damn things. Now, this particular gun is a double action and a single action. You can fire it single action or double action. It's got a smooth trigger pull, but it's pretty heavy on double. And single action, it's pretty nice. These have fixed sights. If you can look at the sights here, you just have like a notch in the back, and you got this front sight over here. Don't give me any shit over painting these sights because I couldn't see them because I've got old eyes, okay? Now this particular pistol I bought for I think $250 back in the 80s, and these guns are bringing over $1,000 a piece now. I'm not sure how much this would go for because it is a 1919 version. And it has been parkerized and rebuilt, and it doesn't have the original grips on it, but otherwise it's in really excellent condition. So I'm not sure how much I can get for it. If this was an original blued that had the original grips and it was maybe a 1917 or 1918 made gun, it might be worth up to $1,300. Anyway, it's just a nice pistol. It fits in this holster really nice. It's a great shooter. I'm going to have to take some videos of me actually shooting it sometime. Anyway, it's strange that they came out with this cavalry holster because in World War I, cavalry was useless because they would just gallop into these machine guns, shooting them down like dogs. But this is what they gave them out as. You can put this on a regular belt though. Anyway, that's all I've got to say. So I hope you enjoyed this little video, and I've got to take a video of me actually shooting this gun. It shoots really nice, and there's nothing like .45 caliber. So take care, and that's it.